AM 970 WSTX.
All right. WSTX AM 970 Reflections. We got guests in the house. Wow. We got the Commissioner of Agriculture, and we've got two of his staff here, Audrey in particular, who hooked me up with all of this. And I'm going to let you all introduce yourselves anyhow as we go along. But I just want to say that you got to be nice to everybody. You got to say good morning, good afternoon, all this other good stuff, because you just never know, because these are ordinary people walking down the street. That's right. And when you say good morning, they just say good morning back. All right? So it don't have no special crown, no badge on the forehead, no nothing. Just ordinary people who have your interests in the area of agriculture and community at heart. Okay? So now, we kind of challenge here in terms of microphones, but Commissioner, as the head of this household, I want you to go ahead and introduce yourself, and then we'll come to the staff as we go.
Well, good morning to the people of the Virgin Islands, and Mr. Canton, good morning. It's a pleasure to be on your show for the first time. For those of you that don't recognize this voice, I'm Carlos Robless, the Commissioner of the Virgin Islands Department of Agriculture, and we're pleased to be here today to promote one of the things that we do at the Virgin Islands Department of Agriculture, which is the Value-Added Vendorama. The Value-Added Vendorama is an opportunity for those people who, after you've harvested a crop and you can't sell it, and you're sitting there looking at those tomatoes, tamarinds, mangoes, and trying to figure out what else could I do with those besides feed them to the pigs, which is not a bad thing, because I don't want to get all my pig farmers all angry at me. But how could I add value to this commodity since I couldn't get it sold today? And that's where the value-added vendorama comes in. It gives people an opportunity who have produce to convert it into something of additional value. Okay? And so that's what we'll be discussing a little bit for the few minutes while we're here this morning. And I'd like to introduce to you to the rest of my staff. You've already met Audrey. But for the people of the Virgin Islands, the newest member of my team is Mr. Billy Abraham, the Marketing Director for the Virgin Islands Department of Agriculture.
Welcome. Say a few words, man.
Oh, pleasant good morning.
Either one.
And blessed love to everyone out there who's listening in the radio land. I would like to say give thanks for the invite. And I'll also like to say give thanks, just to give thanks, because there's no giving of thanks in the world of the dead. And with that, it leads us to the subject of food, which is necessary for subsistence. And this is a state of mind I would like the Virgin Islanders, the territory, to think about food. Food has now become an issue of national security. We see out there in the world there's all types of chaos and all types of confusion. And we just don't know when, what time, because natural disasters and natural acts of God just tend to happen in a blink of an eye. So we need to be in a state of readiness, in a state of preparation for in the event that a boat can bring food to the Virgin Islands, and we have to rely on the farmers here who grow their crops. So with that being said, now we would like to say to the public to support our farmers, also to the educational factor, for we need the young people involved in agriculture. So with that, I say give thanks.
All right, good. Okay, and Audrey, I want to thank you first of all for extending the invitation. And I put it that way because my show is your house. I'm just the host, it's your house. Okay, and so I just want to delve right into the value-added market. Let's talk about the dates, times, place, and everything going on. I mean, I say in the obvious, well, place is only one place.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. And I just want you to start out to have an awesome day with a smile and giving thanks. I want to thank you, Doug, for having us. Thank you to inviting us back home, because we know that the doors and airways are always open to us to give the information out. Value Added Market Day. I just love this day. And I love it because, again, as Mr. Abraham and the commissioner spoke about, food security going from one to the next.
I
if a
want-
boat don't come in.
Right, but one
Yeah.
thing, we're talking about a day, but when is the day?
Wait, I come into
Oh,
that.
okay,
I
okay,
come
you got me
in.
covered. Okay,
Got
okay.
you covered.
I want to make sure I
Got you
read it
covered.
correct.
We
Okay.
ain't gonna leave you out.
Okay,
right?
good, good.
Okay, so we're going to have 2 value-added market days. The first one will be July 16th on St. Thomas, and that's going to be at the Sandy Thomas Market Bungalow. That's downtown, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And that will be happening at from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
All right.
Okay, so that's Saturday the 16th. Okay, and they're gonna have all kind of activities. Miss Bertie, I guess we should have had her on, but Miss Bertie ain't gonna do that. But I know the
Yeah.
commissioner will cover that. But they're gonna have other activities as well. Okay, so let's move over to St. Croix. St. Croix will be the following Saturday, which is July 23rd. Same time, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. What we're gonna have there? Oh my goodness, all kinds of goodies. So, honey, of course, local drinks, goat cheese, pound seasoning, locally made ice cream, cakes, tarts, hot sauce, pickled sauces, honey wine, and much, much, much more. You ever had chips made from sweet pepper?
No.
Okay. These are the things that you need to come out and check. All right. Now, I like to say that the value-added market is a day that you can come out and shop for your Christmas, Thanksgiving gifts. All right. Or any type of gifts that you would want to give, something different, but a taste of what the Virgin Islands have to offer with our value-added products. Now, if a boat doesn't come in, if we have weather, but if you have value-added items, then you can help sustain.
Yes, that's right.
Because
That's
you
right.
have the value-added
That's right.
items. You have taken the time to extend the shelf life of
That's right.
of produce that you may throw away. The mango, as the commissioner mentioned, the mango, the taman, coconut. You just name it. Okay, value-added is just so awesome. So, we want to also ask you to come out and support because SBDC, USDA, EDA will be there to give you information on manufacturing, on value added. There is a value added
Right.
grant. At SBDC, of course, they help you with your business plan. So we're going to have these agencies on hand to give you some information. And of course, they probably won't be able to talk with you at length, but you can set up a time to meet with them at a later date. We're going to have bouncies for the children of all ages, and we're also going to have the clown out there and entertainment by DJ Vic. It's a family affair, and we just want to invite everybody to come out and enjoy the day, hang out with us, and see and taste and purchase and gift them from our vendors that's going to be out there.
All right. Got a lot going on.
Yes.
Well, I can take the opportunity of having you guys here to do a shout out to our honey people out there. St. Croix honey sweet. Okay. And much serious, it goes beyond just a shout out. I want to send out an invitation. Okay, 1, 2, or 3, however many they want to come in and let we talk about the honey industry, what's happening with our local bees, anything that could help them to communicate with the public, and also to talk about some of the products that they have. Yes. Because it's amazing. It's not just honey alone. It's a whole lot of other things, soap and everything that is coming from that particular endeavor alone. So, honey people, sweethearts, come on in. Okay?
Buzz on in.
So when I call you honey, don't take it personal. No harassment going on here. All right.
I would like to piggyback off of what Miss Ron said. I have lived in Florida for the past 25 years, and I can tell you the joy that it feels that when you see a product from the place that you were born on a shelf in a foreign place. I can't tell you the joy it feels. I can tell you of one particular story. There was an item that was made from the VI in a Caribbean store. I think it was some soap made from someone here with local lemongrass. And when the individuals saw this product on the shelf, Doug, they bought all. Just because it had a VI label on there.
Well, that's how it is, you know.
Yeah.
That's how it is. That's how it is.
So I said that to say this. Wisdom is the principal thing. And the wise man will hear and receive instruction. Now, the process that it takes to make these value-added items, it's knowledge. And the understanding that these individuals, farmers, and vendors who make these items, the knowledge that they hold, I mean, it's important, it's crucial, and I think it should be passed on to one generation to the next. So I invite the general public to come out and support this event. Come out, ask questions. We're asking also the retailers, investors, to come out and take a look at the products and see how we can market those products on a grander scale.
And before we go any further, because Commissioner, you might want to jump in. This vendorama, value-added vendorama, is not only open to farmers. Okay, it's open to anyone that has a value-added product.
Absolutely.
Right? Yes. So
Because we're encouraging, part of this too is encouraging entrepreneurship.
Fantastic.
Looking for people who have a skill, may not want to do a 9-to-5 job, but have a skill that is marketable and a product that is marketable. And as I've told the staff since I've come on board, I am all for promoting homegrown.
Yes.
Okay? And not to put aside anything coming in from outside, because we're a small territory and we have to bring things. But there are lots of things that are being made in the territory that have a value. And this is just one of them. The industry, the gifting industry, is one of the industries where, and as Ms. Brown pointed out, there are people who may not farm, but they have the opportunity to convert things into, I was speaking with a young lady yesterday, and she happens to be a farmer, and she is working on a couple of breadfruit recipes, okay? I have seen her products, and it is incredible what she does. So you don't have to necessarily be a farmer, but if you have those creative influences and those creative juices, and you could look at some of the products that we have to waste, or byproducts of our processing, and convert them into something like that, the sky is the limit. As we all know, when our guests come in from the Caribbean, from the North, from the mainland, from Europe, they want made in the Virgin Islands products.
Yes.
When you come to this event, you get made in the Virgin Islands products. And we want to encourage those of you that have a vision and are sitting on an idea to be able to convert these products into consumable items made in the Virgin Islands. We want you to pass by and take a look, because there may be an opportunity waiting for you that you have not discovered yet.
Well, you know, I have a kind of simplistic way of looking at it. What you're all doing is helping people to discover that, one, that they got gold in the yard, and two, how to get it out of the ground and make some money.
Exactly.
And Doug, having been away from home for 25 years, and when I go down to the market, the market comes under my division as the marketing director, I was very much amazed to see the types of food that was grown right here on St. Croix. Also on St. Thomas. I was also surprised to see the type of food. Now, I was coming to the understanding that St. Croix was once the bread basket of the world.
The Caribbean.
The Caribbean. I wish the wall. I wish the wall.
I mean, I'm the
Caribbean.
Yes. So with that being said, I'm taking. Let's take Joseph into consideration. You know, the story of Joseph, how he stored food for 7 years in anticipation of something that was coming in the future. Value added. You know. So in terms of Joseph back in that time, even Joseph see the need of having value-added products for sustainability.
So become a Joseph.
Well, we have to open eyes. That's the important thing.
So we need the public to come out. We need the public to come out to support our vendors, to support our farmers, and to acquire this knowledge, but more so to go home with these products.
Well, you know, we're not talking fishing, but the old proverb about teaching a man to fish versus feeding him. And we go and we buy our green pepper, we cut out the core and we throw it away. We realize we're throwing away the most valuable aspect of it, the ability to reproduce, throwing away all of the seeds. So you have your challenge cut out for you in the sense that it's really about changing perspectives, getting people to see it from a different perspective, because they've been going along with their life every day, doing the same things over and over, and what you're introducing is a change in thinking. A change in thinking, and if we could get that change in thinking to stick, because, and I'm going to be gloom and doom now. I'm going to be gloom and doom. Okay, now let me finish. I'm going to be gloom and doom. They have this big part of America that have this big volcano referred to as a caldera, okay? And they can show that however many thousands of years ago, millions, however it is, this thing that will happen again, blow out at one point in time and took out a whole big chunk of what is now America. Now, if something like that were to happen tomorrow or next year, where is America's focus going to be? It's going to be on repairing America and doing everything to get America together. Okay, so that means the boats and the planes slowing down if they ain't coming. Okay, now that's being gloom and doom. But you don't have to get to that just to recognize that, wait a minute, we got gold in our yard and we just throwing it away. You know, we got people giving cash for gold to put a spin on it. Okay, and so this is what you're doing, and I really appreciate what it is that you're bringing to the community in this regard.
Well, you know what I like to say, think outside the farm. Okay.
Excellent.
For our farmers,
we got copyright that.
For our farmers, if you you talked about this the volcano, and if it were to happen, where would we be? And if we had these value-added items, right? For me, I am seeing, well, there's hope because I could eat. You know, my business could still continue. It might be like, on a slower basis because, yes, some things aren't coming in. But more than that, I would be able to help sustain my community, all right, or islands, however you want to put it, or territories. But yes, we have to think, really start thinking outside the farm. Now, is it glorious industry? No, it is not. Like everything else, you have to put in the work, right? Farming is something that you have to love to do. Now, you don't have to only go and pardon me, dig in a dirt, because that's what, most people only think it is. In the agriculture industry, there's over 700 careers in the agriculture industry. Okay, so it's not only just being a farmer, but it's certainly one of the proudest moments when you can sow a seed and then reap from it, and reaping from it, and then you'll be able to share and help out your community.
Well, I love pineapples. For how many years I eat pineapples, chop off the top and throw it away.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
No more.
Right.
I mean, I got pineapples growing left and right. So I tell people, you got a pineapple, you want to throw it, give me that head, let me, or plant it for somebody else. Show them how to do it. And that's the challenge that we're facing, because we've lived and done things one way for so long, and it's like that challenge. And so this is an opportunity now. One of the things that comes out in value added is, I see you have pickled sauces. Well, when I think pickle, I think preserve. And I think that the more we have, let's say, workshops on how to do it, not for the hard-headed adults like me, but for our children.
Right.
Because they're losing their appreciation. I mean, they like the guava stew and this, that, and the other, but they have no idea how to do it.
Right.
And so little workshops and things like that is to help to make for the next generation of those who say, I want to do farming or I want to get into value added and partner with a farmer to take his product and do something with it. We're opening doors and minds in the process. So.
Absolutely, and from the education standpoint, that's what we generally partner with the University of the Virgin Islands Extension Service. They offer workshops in many of these different areas, and they are of such where if there is a demand for a particular training or teaching, they either will do it themselves or partner with another university close by or someone in the community who has that skill to offer that service.
Right.
Mango Millet is coming up.
Yeah.
When you see the mango this and that, and you go there and see the creativity that our people have, the first mango pie, the first mango tart I ever ate was given to me back in the mid-80s when the Mango Millet first started by a lady here on St. Croix. The first mango flavored Johnny cake I ever had was at Mango Millet.
Wait, no, she's still there wrong?
Yeah.
Okay, I need one of them. Mango flavor Johnny cake?
Right. So,
All
so
right.
the creativity and the potential there, and as I said, and I'm glad we have this opportunity to speak to the audience. There is some buy-in that we're hoping to get by inviting you to come. You may be sitting on an opportunity there to begin coming up with a product that even if it doesn't sell here, we have Virgin Islanders in pockets across the country, as Mr. Abraham experienced. It might not make it here, but they're Virgin Islanders who are looking for a taste of home.
That's right.
And this is an opportunity for you to develop a product.
Big opportunity.
Yeah, a big opportunity to develop a product, to be able to get that into that market and then generate an income for yourself.
Here's one thing that I thought about, and I mentioned it to a couple people that I know bake, and asked them if they have ever tried a taman tart, right? And I would just love to see somebody try it. All right, because you tried it with everything else.
Right.
Again, you have to put in the work to do this, right? One thing we didn't mention, though, that on St. Croix, the value added will be taking place at the agriculture, Rudolph Shelter Brand Agriculture Complex, or the surrounding areas. And I say that because we're going to go back to the drawing board and perhaps trying to move it across the street. But we're going to sit down and come up with that. It takes a lot of other logistics if we're supposed to do that. But, you know, we want to try to at least make it a lot more accessible to other people. So value added is the way to go.
Absolutely.
It is really the way to go. You know, a lot of people when they come in to get farmer's license or if they're interested in farming, I will ask them, well, what are you doing? You know, what are your plans? And then they will say, well, I'll grow so and so. Let's face it, everybody have a mango tree. Everybody have a taman tree. Everybody have breadfruit tree.
Yes.
Everybody have a lot of the same common trees, bananas, you know, plants and all of that. So now, what are you going to do with it?
Yep.
Right.
I can bring you this, say, but dog, man, I got this pineapple, for instance, right? I have abundance of pineapples. I bring it to you, but I got this. Okay, so now you got that. What am I going to do with it? All right, so we need to really think outside the farm because it is so important.
Get on a sign, okay?
Yes,
we have to get on a sign
yes.
and put up some places for harvest.
I'm gonna
Think outside the farm. All right.
But, but true, and to back up what Ms. Brown is saying, and just to kind of broaden the picture for the audience, in the whole agriculture industry, there are several parts to that whole value chain. The beginning with the farmer planting it actually begins before then. It starts with the researchers who look at the types of and best, because some, for example, some mangoes are more on the sour end than they are on the sweet end. Which one do you want to use? Tomatoes. There are tomatoes that are better for slicing versus better for making paste. And so it starts there. But once that seed is planted and harvested, somebody has to take it from the post-harvest end and do something with it. So the post-harvest agricultural industry are the people now who take it, harvest it, and figure out what next to do with it. That in and of itself, just in the Florida area, is over $2 million just in value. And when I'm talking a couple of million, I'm talking about 25 million. These are people whose career path is to now take these products and process them after the fact. Then they pass them on to somebody who distributes them, markets them, sales. So it's a very long value chain involved in this, and the value added market day is just one aspect of a larger industry that people have the opportunity to career as well to join into. And so we'll also be doing it again on St. Thomas the weekend before at the Sandwilla Damas Bungalow. But this part of my vision is to ultimately make this a very large event and to encourage our local individuals, both farmers and people who have the skills to create some of these products, to begin getting involved in it. As we saw, our governor went off to China. We may be getting Chinese visitors soon. They, like others from other places, as I said earlier, are looking for authentic, made in the Virgin Islands products. And this is one way of doing that. And some of these products, because I've also been having customs talks with Customs and Border Protection, some of these products can get through the airport without any problems.
Right. Once they're processed, it's a different story
Let me jump in real quick. Value-added items, really, that we're going to have, we're asking you to have them locally, to produce locally grown. No. Okay, so you tell me to have it locally grown, but I'm asking you to bring a tart. Okay, now, we don't grow wheat. All right? So, yes, we expect some of those things to come in. We're not going to walk around with a wand and check, oh, this is 95% locally grown or anything. That's on you. Okay, but we're asking that the products that are going to be sold, or items that are going to be sold at the value added market, will be mostly locally grown. All right, and basically that's what we're asking for. That's the same concept that we have at the Lorraine markets and any market that that is held around the island, especially the Lorraine market. That the produce that you're selling there are locally grown, not brought in. Okay,
fantastic, fantastic. You know, I look forward to this because there's so much creativity. You talked about it earlier. Creativity, things that you discover.
Yes.
You know, in some ways it's like I grow up here and there's so much food I miss out on in terms of exposure.
Yes.
And now I just playing catch up, you know.
Right.
And it's wonderful, and I make it a point to take, drag those young people along. Sure. And some of them are so funny. What are they? I said, taste it. Taste it. They want to make sure it ain't medicine, it ain't this. I said, taste it. And he said, you want this other thing? Taste it.
And one of the things too that we want to also encourage the parents or the adults, right? Not only to bring them to the value-added market, which is a wonderful atmosphere for them to be in, but take them to the Lorraine market, buy an item of produce, and take them to the supermarkets and compare. Okay, and compare. And a lot of our produce are also in some of the supermarkets.
Yes, I started seeing that.
So when they go to compare, they need to make sure which one they compare it from.
And I'm glad that they have labels that on the bench where they're sitting, locally grown, so that people get the credit. Right. People can see our farmers are making that kind of outreach. Yeah. Because
so let me name some of the guys, the vendors that are going to be there right quick. We're going to give them some credit. Tony Downs, and she does a lot of honey items. Lori Samuel, she does her tarts and all that good stuff. She does some nice bread, something like that. Wanda Wright, she has all honey items. Gotta get the meat. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay, let me go on.
Don't get carried away.
Violet Drew, this lady is just amazing. Awesome. She's just amazing. Now, this is one person when you say she doesn't like to see anything waste. She turns it into value added. Bethany Bradford, which is our own vet, but she has goat cheese. So she has a great market for that. Sonia Liebert, she's going to have tea bags, etc., cranberry sauce. The Honey Man, more honey products. And Grizel Davila, and She's
Excellent
also
wine.
excellent wine.
From local products.
The grapes that's locally grown here.
Yeah,
that's
sea
grown on the
Sea
beach. Sea grapes.
Yes, yes.
She has a wine out of that. I know you're gonna reach.
Okay.
Right?
I thought you were going to say she'd have take
Yes.
the water grapes and turn them into wine. But anyhow, I will check it out
we
nonetheless.
check it out.
The sea grapes.
Southern wine.
And then Miss Rutagaro, she has a lot of pickled items. The cucumber, the jalapeno, the mango chutney. She has a whole lot of these items. So there's room for more. We could house at least 18 people, and if we have more people that sign up, we can accommodate you as well. Okay, so again, call 778-0997 or 0998 or 0991. Okay, and ask. You can either speak to Miss Alice James. And Alice, thank you so much for helping out a lot with this. I couldn't do it by myself. We can't never do it by ourselves. I'm just the name out there, but there are other co-workers that help out. You can speak to Ms. Alice James, or you can speak to myself and say, hey, I want to sign up for the value-added market, and we'll have your name down. We have a space for you.
All right, fantastic. And, you mentioned something earlier, and I want to kind of come back to it. People pass by Lorraine on Saturday, and they see the activity. But how many of them have ever stopped and gone and look at what's there? How many of them have ever stopped when they have children and just do a walk through? Because a lot of the kids today, they're thinking about supermarket. The food is in the supermarket. Well, they have to come from someplace before you get to the supermarket.
Right.
And just to make that connection. And likewise, with this event, bring the children along, because they are the door to the future. They are the door to the future. And we're not just trying to do this for today. We're trying to do this so that they can feed themselves in the years to come. All right? This has been a fantastic opportunity to have you folks here. And I see time is running down. But until my next guest show up, it's your time. But go ahead, sir.
Doug, although the emphasis here on today is value-added products, I would like to promote farming. The majority of our farmers here in the territory are elderly. And that is why I sort of mentioned earlier the necessity to look at food in sense of national security and to invite the younger people. Doug, local food, not only is it healthier, it's healthier because it has a longer shelf life. The farmers here are mostly organic. They look at what they put into the soil. Now, it is not with joy I say the following. Living in Florida, when you want to have a VI reunion, absent the carnivals and other events that solicit VI people from their territory, just take a visit to Cleveland Clinic.
Yes.
Okay, and you will see the amount of Virgin Islands people there for health problems. A lot of these health problems could have been avoided based upon the food that they eat. We're not knocking down imports like the commissioner said, but what we're saying is that local food is healthier, longer shelf life, and we also want to promote younger people to into the field of farming. As Ms. Brown said earlier, farming has over 700 fields within it. Oftentimes when we think about farming, we think about a farmer planting a seed into the ground. But basically everything is farming. Everything began with farming. So we want to encourage more farming in the territory, and also to address the issues associated with farming in the territory, such as water. We also want to promote a market that we don't think about much, but this is the market in Christiansted. The market in Christiansted is operating, viable, and the vendors that go there, they're consistent. We have Miss James down there on a consistent basis selling fresh local food. There's also Miss Matthews there with value-added items and local drinks. There's also Miss Hay there as well. So we want to encourage our residents in the territory to please come out and support our local vendors, the Lorraine Market, the Christian State Market. In general, this would be good for the economy.
All right, folks. This is Doug Canton, and he's running for life. And I approve that message. Okay? And I say it like that because I almost lose some votes there because I'm talking about Lorraine and I ain't talking about Christian State where I live. Lord, if it's going to be running for nothing other than life. But no, I'm so glad that you mentioned the market there because they, that's right in my backyard and they're going strong, for years. Yeah.
Now, there's something about it, and just so, since you mentioned the Christian State Market, there are a heap of tables available.
Yes.
There is even the opportunity for a vendor to use the market free of charge. All they need to do is to call me, make sure that they're not, going into somebody else's spaces, right, and then they can use it. Now, the thing about the Christian State Market, you need to stick to it. Okay? And it will work. We want to see the Christian State Market just booming. All right? So stick with it. Call me. You have that opportunity. Right now, we ain't charging you.
All right.
Okay, so you have that opportunity to do that. Now, talking about not charging. There is no entry fee to come into the value-added market. Okay, it's free. So you come in, have a great time. To have a great time, to fill your belly, right? To have just a community gathering, family gathering. You hear me say okay?
Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. We just, but no, I love this. I love this. There's so much to come out, and everybody just wanted to come out. This is so good.
Let me back up because I don't want my marketing director to have a connection up in here. Okay, but let's go back again. Yeah. The value-added market on St. Thomas is Saturday, July 16th. 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Cinderella Sandy Thomas Bungalow. All your value-added items, you can have it there. Now, we're coming to St. Croix the following Saturday, which is July 23rd, and that's going to be held at the agricultural grounds. Let me put it like that, okay? And that's again from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's again July 23rd. Okay?
All right, fantastic. Folks, you gotta come out. You gotta bring the kids with you. Bring some people don't like kids. So bring the children with you. Yes. Okay. Let's not get caught up in semantics. Bring our young people out and let them see, let them taste, let them experience. Okay. And it doesn't end there. Make sure you visit the market on a Saturday morning, whether it's Christian State, Lorraine, or both. Visit and take your children with you so they could see what's been going on for years, long before we had this supermarket and that supermarket, and before them it was a corner store that people used to deliver this stuff to.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And Doug, and in effort of promoting more farming, last year we spent, I think, almost $5 million in importing food that grows right here in the territory.
You ain't got to tell me about that.
No. I think about this. If we had, say, 600 farmers in the territory producing products that's being by here locally, and that $5 million was spent here locally, guess what? Boom for our local economy.
Right. Okay. Well, I just want to say in that context, Department of Agriculture is always welcome.
Thank
you
you
have
so
projects going on, and not only that, it is not just value-added market day. It's 365/66. And so I know you have things going on. Think of WSTX as your community-minded station, a conduit to get to the public, and look forward to having you here again.
Good.
Thank
you very much for having us, Doug.
All right, fantastic.
Thank you.
All right, good.
Thank you.